Hey guys, welcome back to Aloe and Clover. I know I'm not who you were expecting to see on the screen today, but today we're going to be going over part 2 of our gardening series. Now in part 1, we went over constructing the actual raised garden bed, and it's something super simple that you can pull off in an afternoon. Part 2, which we're going to go over today, is where we're actually going to be adding our soil to the planter bed. We're going to be going over a couple of techniques that we learned about in our exploration to become green thumbs, and we're also going to be getting our hands dirty and actually getting in there and planting some plants. So stay tuned. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and hit that red button below and give us a thumbs up. Let us know that you liked this video. And if you have some thoughts and some ideas on what you want to see in the future, go ahead and leave those in the comments below. Alright, let's do this. When we decided to first put in our raised bed, we didn't want to bend over too much to access the plants that we would inevitably grow. So of course we added height to the box that was being built, which in turn created the problem of actually filling the garden with soil. If you've ever shopped around for garden soil, especially organic soil that you can just pick up off the shelf, then you might have an inkling as to how expensive that might get. After researching a while, we discovered a methodology other gardeners use called Hugelkultur. At its core, this is nothing more than making raised garden beds filled with rotten wood. As the years pass, the deep soil of your raised garden bed becomes rich with soil life. When a tree dies and falls in a forest, over time the forest kind of consumes the tree and new life grows from old. In traditional Hugelkultur, garden mounds are created using a layering technique that will establish a garden that does not need irrigation or fertilization. This technique can easily be adapted for projects like our little vegetable garden, though you will still need to water your plants with how we have done it. Our next task is actually adding in our soil mixture. After researching a bit and discussing it with friends that are gardeners, we have come up with a composition of roughly 70% compost, 15% cow manure, and 15% peat moss. In our particular case, this mixture equates to 13.5 cubic feet of compost, 3 cubic feet of cow manure, and another 3 cubic feet of peat moss. This composition will, of course, help with both needed nutrients and water retention. As I mentioned before, we had quite a bit of soil to add, and buying it from a big box store would just cost too much. Luckily, a friend suggested that we look into our local yard waste facilities, and sure enough, they sell compost in bulk. The caveat, of course, is having to pick it up and deliver it yourself, but this can easily be accomplished if you own your own truck, know someone that owns a truck, or even potentially renting one. You just have to kind of weigh the cost benefits on that last one.
Just want to make sure that it's nice and even through the garden box.
Layer it like lasagna. we've now come to the point that is by far my favorite thus far, and that's actually getting to see our plants put into the ground that we've kind of created. We started these as seeds inside before the winter was finished, and then transferred them to pots to continue their growth. Our starter vegetables are tomato, red pepper, jalapeno, and cucumbers. Our only concern so far has been that the vegetables were in pots a little on the long side before we were able to transfer them to our raised garden bed. Hopefully that won't deter them from flourishing in our crafted soil, but we'll just have to wait and see. That's all part of the fun of the experiment, is it not? Now remember that we are novice gardeners, so if you happen to be more experienced and you see something that we could improve upon, certainly let us know in the comments below. We'd love that critical feedback. This is just kind of one of those things that we got hooked on, and we can't wait to see the end results. And we will certainly keep you guys posted on the progression of our vegetables and let you know how they fare in the end.
Alright guys, so that's all we had today for gardening. Please do stay tuned because we will be doing a series for this particular subject on our experiment with our gardening, and probably be 3 or 4 different parts to this series, so please stay tuned. Tuesdays at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks again. This is Aloe and Clover. Bye guys!